Vengo plantado con los míos predispuestos. Estamos puestos a defender lo poco que tenemos de ese comunismo descompuesto y por supuesto lleno de falacias y falsos conceptos. Directo a pecho voy a contrarrestar, no me voy a callar aunque tus opresores me vengan a buscar. Pues de mi cuerpo es cancelar, mi derecho es mutilar. Nuestras ganas de ser libres no la puede arrestar. Bien recuerdo ese poeta que su vida entregó el 25 de mayo del 72, sentenciado a 10 años de prisión. Y te dolió que nunca se dobló. Deja la bobería, pon tus neuronas a correr. Tú piensas que con patria o muerte tú puedes vencer. Tú crees que vas bien con las doctrinas de Fidel, que en su conciencia pesa la injusticia de Boitel. Devuélveme la libertad que te entregamos viva, o sufre la embestida de ideas contenidas. Cantado en contra de tu doctrina genocida. Patrón, muerte a mí, lo que queremos es vida. Devuélveme la libertad que te entregamos viva, o sufre la embestida de ideas contenidas. Cantado en contra de tu doctrina genocida. Patrón, muerte a mis cojones, lo que queremos es vida. No me hables de tu historia que no es tan inocente, y le diste paredón a todo aquel que pensaba diferente. Quiero ver a mi gente expresarse libremente. Seguiré siendo cubano aunque en mi tierra no me encuentre. Yo voy a seguir haciendo rap consciente, contestatario, aunque tú digas lo contrario, que soy un vendepatria mercenario. No hace falta financiarme para ser tu adversario. Yo lucho por una patria consentida, mientras tú defiendes una consigna genocida. Yo muestro la verdad mientras tú enseñas la mentira. No difames de mis héroes si los tuyos son espías. Delante de las cámaras ustedes se ponen máscaras, se comen las frutas y al pueblo le dan las cáscaras. Tú te sientes fresa mientras progresa la pobreza y mantener a tu gobierno a costa de nuestras remesas. ¿Y quién te dijo a ti lo que prometió Martí? ¿Y quién te dijo a ti que Fidel te lo cumplió? Yo, fucking comandante líder de papel maché. ¿Y quién te dijo a ti que seremos como el Che? Devuélveme la libertad que te entregamos viva, o sufre la embestida de ideas contenidas. Cantado en contra de tu doctrina genocida. Patrón, muerte a mis cojones, lo que queremos es vida.
Oh, hello, people. Hello, what's up? What's going on? How's it going? Today, like every Thursday, we're gonna be doing this program in English. If you're in the phase of learning, the other language, this is the right time to be here because you're gonna learn something today. If you want to compete, let's do it the right way. Let's do it the right way, and let's compete, bringing the truth. What's going on today in Cuba? So let's stop talking about ourselves and let's get into it. We are fighting, yes, English. We are fighting against a dictatorship that has been taking place in Cuba for the past 63 years. So, hello, everybody. Hello, many kisses. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Give a like. You know what you have to do. We're going to be chasing you for the entire, internet. I'm going to be behind you. This is your time to give a like, to share, to do what you have to do, because we're going to get right into it. Right after this program today, that is going to last like an hour or maybe less, I'm going to do another one in Spanish because we have a lot to talk about. Exactly. Let's not continue validating a dictatorship that has been kidnapping Cuban for the past 63 years. Today, I'm going to bring you a video from a Cuban girl lying to your face, just like that. She's lying. Everything is so cool. Everything is so fine. Come here. Bring money to Cuba. Look at this. That is beautiful and gorgeous. And as usual, for American people, do not travel to Cuba. Do not go to there. That's a dictatorship. They kill people all the time. Just yesterday, they killed a musician from Guantanamo. He was killed by a police officer that got drunk, got mad, took out the gun, shoot him, dead. That's it. That's what happened on a dictatorship. There's no rights. There's no constitution. There's not nothing. There's nothing to protect you unless you're an American visiting Cuba. You're gonna be treated differently. And since I know America, because I has been here, I have been here for almost 19 years. I have been in the States. I know that's not what you like, what you people stand for. That's a lie. Here we go. Let me play you the video, and we're gonna go over a video, Lillian. Production today is presented by Lillian, the child of Cuerpo Guardia. So, yeah, English for everybody. You say hello, and you don't say Alanimo, Alanimo. No, you don't say that thing. Here's the girl, and here's her channel. Let's
Hi,
go.
Liz. People come to Havana looking for the real Cuba, and this is what they do. But this is not my Cuba.
Exactly.
My Cuba isn't so romantic, but I'm happy here. I love my country. Cuba is safe. We've got free healthcare
Stop.
and education.
Stop. Cuban is not safe. Cuban is not safe. No for Cubans, no for tourists, no for nobody. Cuban is a dictatorship. People in Cuba do not have right to speak, to think, to talk, to do nothing. People go to jail. People go to jail because they chanted freedom. We want freedom. So Cuba is not safe. Play.
I graduated from university without paying a penny, and I became a
Stop. Education is not free in Cuba. You don't pay for it. It's free. Free education, free health, insurance. That's a lie. Because you have to go and work. You have to work community hours, and that's the way you pay back. So it isn't free, it's a loan. Also, you have to be communist to be able to complete your career. Otherwise, you're gonna be look it up. You can be kicked out, like the doctor Alexander. He's a doctor. He was doing his specialty, and he was kicked out of his career because of political thinking. Remember, to think, to talk, to express, Second Amendment of United States is illegal. So it wasn't free, my dear. Don't spread the lie. Tell the truth. Play. Lilian.
Lo mejor que tiene Cuba es su gente.
Yeah, the best thing that having Cuba is his people. True.
But we've got one huge problem, the economy.
La situación está mala. Malísima. Fea, fea. Pésimamente mal. Está difícil.
Estresante.
Caótica.
En candela.
Ahora mismo está fatal. A mí ni me preguntan.
During the pandemic, people have to wait in line for hours just to buy food.
Stop. It's not just during the pandemic. It's every single day of a Cuban regular people. It's not just the pandemic. The pandemic made an impact. It was hard for the entire world. But in Cuba, doing a line to buy a pound of chicken is normal. So don't try to make it the pandemic and the blockade, because that's a lie. Play.
Aquí la cosa está dura. COVID. I'm used to this. I grew up in crisis.
Oh my God. Poor
So,
thing. Yeah, we're going to have a commercial because this is,
loaded into the battle.
it happens.
Our shield maidens with us, but it looks like the enemy siege.
Yes, Markel, as she's saying, it's just during the pandemic.
The legislation I signed today further tightens that embargo. By maintaining our embargo,
El bloqueo económico persiste.
Cruel e insensato bloqueo que haya existido contra naciones.
Our government blames pretty much everything on the US embargo. They
Blame.
call it the blockade. Es que lo queman mucho. We get bored of hearing about the blockade all the time. But it's real. The United States has been
Okay, let me translate what she was putting from that she has to say for you to feel bad and sorry and pity for the Cuban people. The blockade is killing them. Line number, I lost the count. I don't know how many counts. They have these stores in Cuba that is called MLC. Everything the Cuban people need is in those shops. They don't have embargo or blockading there. Also, Cuba bought over 3,000 tons of chicken from United States, the country that have the blockade on them. And they're selling this chicken to the regular people on the lines that we saw prior. So lies over lies over lies. The blockade is real. If the blockade were real of the embargo, well, working, functioning 100%, nobody will be able to fly to Cuba, buy anything in Cuba, or even call Cuba. Cuba, the government, the military, the dictatorship, they own everything. So how they have business with United States, even though they have a blockade? Play.
Been waging war against Cuba for 60 years.
Oh my God.
It's not a war with bullets or bombs, but it touches every aspect of our lives. Recently, more than ever.
Stop. The war is not on Cuba. The war is to the dictatorship, the PCC. But I understand she don't have the courage to call it what it is. Because the people from the government, the dictators, they travel around the world. They live super fine. The kids even study in New York universities, Harvard. Where's the blockhead? Where is it? We don't see it. We know it's not true. The blockage lie is only for the regular people. And for you, American, to feel some type of way, donate your money and go to Cuba to visit the island that stopped moving since 1959. That is another lie that we all Cubans know. Do not buy it. Like I said, it's a huge lie. Play.
¿Cómo está Ernesto? Buenos días. ¿Está listo para trabajar en el campo hoy?
Oh my goodness, he's so cute.
Hay personas que me conocen de 25 años y no saben que me faltan las piernas.
¿Me puede mostrar sus prótesis?
Sí, como no. Estas
Why
son
you
de
want to do that?
y fibra de plástico. No tienen ni articulación, son
Oh my
fibras.
God.
Se puede partir por aquí,
Let's cry a little bit.
la parte del pie, que puede partir también. Una vez por aquí cargando un saco de yuca, se me partió por aquí. Porque mi hija, ya te digo que cuando esto se rompe es un problema.
This is where Ernesto goes to get his prosthetics free of charge. But Ernesto
Stop,
can't get the specialized.
stop you and Ernesto and whoever told you what you have to say, girl. Free of charge? Really? Why? I mean, just why? Why you want to lie to the American people, to other, just not just American, to everybody? Why you want to lie like that? Free of charge? Cubans that works for the government get paid in Cuban pesos. You know what's the minimum salary in Cuba? Again, just for the housekeeper, it's $5 a month. $5 a month. But the same housekeeper in the hotel where the American people and tourists go, to spend the time with family and money, the same housekeeper makes 10,000, 10 times more than the one cleaning the clinic. Free of charge. All Cubans that have worked for that revolution, for that dictatorship, has paid for it. For his leg, his arm, and whatever the hell they needed. That's a huge lie to manipulate the feelings of the regular human beings, like the Americans. Play.
Prosthetics he needs because it's illegal for Cuba to buy them.
It's illegal.
¿Existen unas prótesis un poco más resistentes que usted le pudieran
Sí,
servir más?
existen unas prótesis más resistentes, con más calidad, caminaría mejor, incluso podía trabajar mucho más, pero no
Stop.
tenemos acceso a ella.
Because of the blockade, they cannot get another leg for a better leg for Ernesto. But let me tell you a little bit about Ernesto. Ernesto is this typical guy that work, you know, agriculture, the land, whenever whatever he put in the land is ready, he's not allowed to sell it to the regular people. He have to sell it to the government in dimes. It's like cents. Then the dictators, what they purchase on cents, they sell it in pesos, way more. Then why they don't buy a better life for Ernesto? Why they don't do a better life for Ernesto? Because if Ernesto sell those, like you saw there, plantains, if he sold those to the regular people, he would be in jail 5 to 10 years. Illegal enrichment. That's the crime in Cuba, a country with no rights. Where Ernesto is not allowed to sell what he did with his own hands beside his leg to the regular people because he be in jail because it's illegal. But guess what? They're blaming everything on the blockade because of his leg. Play.
Por el bloqueo.
Ernesto doesn't complain. In Cuba, we've lived with scarcity for so many years, we take it
Yeah.
for granted. The
We take
blockade
it for
is
granted.
the longest trade embargo in modern history. It isn't motivated by concerns about human rights. It's about money and power. Until 1959, Cuba was like a US colony.
Stop. That's another huge lie. And girl, if we're gonna be do this entire video, I mean, this is gonna last like what, 63 million years? It's one lie after another lie. The mother of the embargoes, because it's the mother of the dictatorships. You understand that? The sanction is not on the people, it's on the dictators that don't want to stop being a dictator. Let the people choose what they want in their life, who they want to be in the government, and you won't have an embargo. Bye, gone, the end, finish. See you later. But you want to be a dictator with liberties. You want to buy from everybody. You don't pay nobody. You put Cuban in debt because you don't pay. That's what the embargo is about. And it's the only sanction for being a dictator in the world. The only country that put a sanction on you from being a dictator is the United States, the mother of the human rights. You don't know what human rights is. You have 623 people in jail, innocent, just for us for freedom. They were asking for freedom, and they're in jail. Human rights, you say? Give me a break. Because all you lies going down my throat together. Oh my goodness. It's hard. Play.
It was controlled by US companies, corrupt politicians,
Oh
and
yeah.
the mafia.
Yeah,
After
all the
the
mafia.
revolution,
The
Cuba
Castro.
nationalized the US companies.
Hmm.
We claim our sovereignty, our right to govern ourselves. The government gave basic rights to the majority women, black
Stop.
people, and peasants.
In 1959, the U.S. had many companies in Cuba. You know, Cuba was ahead in the war on technology, and rights and everything. Cuba was ahead. But then these communist people came down the mountain claiming they're gonna do a better Cuba with more freedoms and rights for everybody, blah blah blah. Whatever that didn't happen. The first thing they do is they took possession of all the Americans' properties. Like, just imagine for a minute, because she's not telling you this part. I know she's not allowed to. If she says so, she could be in jail. Betrayed, traitor to the revolution. And again, everything is illegal. She won't tell you that, but I will. They took every American people business. They claim it. It's mine now. Say something. Do something. And guess what? Get out of my country. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's why they have an embargo. So it wasn't a mafia. The mafia is still in there. And it's called Partido Comunista de Cuba, PCC. It wasn't the US. It wasn't nobody from outside. It was these people born and raised in Cuba. But the other one is power. So yes, the embargo for me is still weak. It's so weak. We should embrace an 100% embargo. No calls, no travel, no visas, no visit, no nothing. Like Cuba doesn't exist. If you don't want to be separate from your family, if you don't want to live this, stay there with them. That's a real embargo. That's a real blockade. Everything is blocked. No part of it. Play.
Campesinos, the working class. The blockade was retaliation. It's basically a form of economic warfare. The blockade stops Cuba from doing business with the United States.
Stop.
They
They cannot do business with the United States, but that's where they get their chicken from. They can do business with another 181 countries in the world, but they want to do it with the United States. Why you don't sell it this to me for free because I don't have money to pay because of you, because of me. I mean, that's what they have been doing for 63 years. The blockade prevent Cuban dictators for buying things from United States, and if they do, like the chicken, medicine, cars, and stuff, they have to pay in cash because they don't pay. They have to pay in cash, but they can do it with another 181 countries in the world. They just like this victim game, you know, like the childish that we are now playing around. Everybody's against me, even though I'm the bully, but that kind of thing. Play.
can't buy our stuff and we can't buy theirs.
Wonderful.
We can pay for things because banks won't lend us money or even
No,
let us open accounts.
no.
The blockade also stops Cuba from doing business with other countries. That's not all. The blockade also locks us out of a big part of the internet.
Hmm.
We're used to getting bad news from the United States.
Bad news, but
But
also the chicken.
llegaron por primera vez buenas noticias de la Casa Blanca.
Does not serve America's interests or the Cuban people to try to push Cuba towards collapse.
Oh,
Obama announced new relations with Cuba. He began by loosening the blockade. U.S. airlines and cruise ships started taking tourists to
I'm gonna tell you what nobody else is gonna say to you. Obama betrayed the Cuban. That's what he did. He betrayed us, the Cuban Americans, the people from 1960s that came, right after the dictator took power. Obama is a big traitor to the Cuban community exile. He went there. He saw the game. He played the game. He ate that food. Everything was fine. While he was there, people was put in jail. That's why we have so many political prisoners. He even asked for it. Like, when you gonna release the political prisoners? And the Castro sitting next to him said, "Give me the list." Nothing happens. It was the open and goes. Give more money to the dictator to do what they do best: kill, imprison innocent people. That's what Obama did. Thank you, Osama. Play.
Havana. Business was booming.
Con Holded podrás
I know
gestionar
the commercial because this is
y
YouTube.
ocuparte de lo que te
Commercials everywhere. Commercial for you, for me, and for everybody.
Clandestina became Cuba's first independent design store in 2015. Idania is Clandestina's co-founder. She started the
Stop.
store after
This clandestine shop clandestine. That's illegal. Because in Cuba, you're not allowed to protest in no ways or form. You're not allowed to protest against the socialism. If you don't believe me, look for the Constitution, 2019. What they call the Constitution, that nobody vote for it. That hasn't been checked by anybody, but just say it's okay. Just read the Article 4. Anything and everything against socialism in Cuba is illegal. And you can even face death penalty. Yeah, look at my face. Just see, you know, I guess you can see sarcasm when you see it. 'Cause this is the worst manipulation I have seen. And you know what? They use a black girl to make you sensitive. Because otherwise, you're going to be racist. That's what they're doing. Believe it or not, they have been doing this for 63 longest year. Play.
Cuba opened its economy to private business.
Canel pretende establecer el trabajo de los jóvenes diseñadores cubanos.
After Idania met Obama, Clandestina became a symbol of Cuba's new private sector.
Havana was like overcrowded, celebrities, musicians, politicians, everybody. It was insane.
Stop.
The wrong way.
It was insane. Stop. In the same Havana, one balcony came down and killed 3 innocent girls. Not far away from that fashion show, that's in Prado Street. It wasn't far away from there. A balcony came down because nobody paid attention. It doesn't matter how Cubans live, what they need, or what. A balcony came down and killed 3 little girls. Let's keep watching to see. Is she going to talk about those girls? Play.
Fast and the Furious shooting, Rolling Stone concert. The mood was anything is possible, all this sense of change, and finally to be aware of I have a future here.
You do.
I don't have to leave my country. But then Trump won the election, so
wonderful, the best president ever.
Is granted. The Castro regime were done through executive order, which means the next president can reverse them, and that I will do.
The Trump administration is imposing new restrictions on U.S. travel to Cuba.
John Bolton making a South Florida stop today to talk to the Cuban American.
Stop. I resist the idea that Trump was the only guy in the United States that gets it. You do not give money. You do not give allowances. You do not give, just a breeze of fluid, of money and economy to a dictator. I can't believe that he was the only one on this entire country that gets it. To a dictator, to a killer, to the bad guy, you just give them 100% blockade. You do not give money to them. You do not open friendships and let's get together all happy. While you have that country in the list of countries that support terrorism, it doesn't make any sense. Trump, for me, the best president ever. And George Bush Jr. I love those two because they get it and they do something about it. Besides, just posting, like the current administration is just posting. And after that, what? Let's keep watching. Play.
Jailing sweeping changes to Cuba policy, a major blow to the new U.S.-Cuba relationship.
The U.S. has banned flights.
All families to leave Cuba.
The U.S. government will also ban trips by cruise ships.
They'll have to go after their finances,
limiting the amount of money, fresh U.S. sanctions.
It's part of a trend.
U.S. tourism stopped. And if you don't have tourism, you don't have business. No tourism.
You have communism.
No remittances. No trade at all. You are suffocating the private sector. You are suffocating the Cuban people.
Since COVID,
No, you're not suffocating the Cuban people. You're not taking money from the Cuban people. That's a lie too. Because let's go back to Ernesto. While he's not allowed to sell what he grow with his own hand to the regular people, to you, well, he's not allowed to do that. Well, he has to pay 5 years in jail for selling what he did to you. Stop lying. It's not U.S. fault. It's your fault, actually, that you're still promoting, playing their games because you're gaining, like, what are you gaining? They won't be bothering you. They won't be questioning you. They won't be checking what you're doing with your own money. That's why you're gaining. That's why you're lying to everybody else in the world. Thanks God, people like us exist. Cubans just like you. To tell you in your face, that's another lie. Play.
Things have gone from bad to worse. ¿Tiene ibuprofeno por casualidad?
No, mamita, eso está en baja.
¿Y warfarina?
Tampoco.
¿Y metformina?
Tampoco.
¿Y enalapril?
Eso está en baja.
You'd think the US might loosen the embargo during a pandemic. Nope. Recently, two Swiss companies
Stop.
refused to sell Cuba.
They have friendships. They have business with Russia and China. Why you don't have those medicines from them? Manipulating again? Sick people? And even better, why you don't produce them? When you call yourself a pretension in medicine in the world? Why you saying doctors to other countries to save people? Why you're not able to produce your own medicine? I mean, you're not asking for a third generation antibody. You're talking just for a pill for high blood pressure in Anapril, and you're not able to produce that yourself. You're that stupid. But even though, if you need some kind of help to do so, like I say, China, Russia, Venezuela, Nicaragua, all these communist friends, good bodies you have, but it's the U.S. fault that the bully doesn't get a stick to hit his own people. Play.
Ventilators because they were owned by a larger US company. And a US owned
Stop.
airline didn't take a donation.
You have a guy named Pedro in Villa Clara who invented something so two people can breathe, can get oxygen out of one piece of something that he created. But this guy, it just so happened that one of his family members is in jail for July 11. Guess what they're doing to him? They're doing all these revolutionary rallies, when they're calling the government to kill him. Is that the embargo? The embargo did that? Was that Joe Biden in front of this dude house screaming all this? I want the government to kill you because of the way that you think, because of the political party, the political side that you're choosing. You're saying no to socialism. You're saying no to communism. And people are telling this guy, you have to be dead, you have to be killed by the government because of the way you think. It doesn't matter, he invented a piece of plastic that two can breathe oxygen, can benefit from his invention. It doesn't matter because the only thing to matter to a dictator is the way he think and the way he talk. And this guy says no to socialism. Again, Pedro in Villa Clara. That's what's wrong with you people. You say one lie and we have 75 truth. Play.
Of masks and ventilators to Cuba. On top of all that, the Trump administration made it even harder for our family members in the U.S. to send us money.
The Trump administration has killed a deal that would allow Cuban baseball players to play for Major League Baseball.
El bloqueo afecta hasta nuestro deporte nacional.
Oh, girl, please.
The guy is one of
Girl,
Cuba's
please.
top baseball prospects.
Stop. I mean, you killing me here. You put everything so easy for me. It's like a a croqueta. I mean, come on. The blockade killed the deal that the Cubans cannot come to play on the bigger leagues. I don't know the name, the MLB, I believe it is. But you guys wanted the US to pay the government of Cuba, not the guy that played the baseball. For real? When you gonna stop lying? You need to stop lying. Because I'm gonna be chasing you. That's a lie. That's why every time you have an event anywhere, anywhere in the world, all Cubans to stay there. They escape. Because from one guy that played the sport, they have 5 guys checking on him. As soon as he goes to the restroom, he flee. Bye. And you are telling me the blockade? For real? Leopoldo Vázquez, glory of the basket in Cuba. Edu Hernandez, glory of the baseball. Jordani Ugas, glory of box. I mean, come on, girl. What the hell are you talking about? They don't want to pay the dictator. They want to pay directly to the guy. It's you, the one that is not allowing that. It's you and the people you represent. You represent the oppressor. Girl, please. Play.
Buscó entrenar, me llevaba todos los días a la pelota. Empecé a ver mi talento a partir de los 13, 14 años. Hay ya bastantes peloteros cubanos en la MLB que se han formado aquí en Cuba.
Yeah, like I say, the MLB, Major Leagues, whatever it's called.
Representar a mi país en el más alto nivel.
Yeah, you want to stay. Oh, my goodness.
Cerró las puertas de firmar con la MLB. Casi todos los peloteros se sintieron mal por esa noticia.
Yeah.
Claro, porque ahora, en caso de que tú quisieras jugar con la MLB, tendrías que renunciar.
Tendría que renunciar a mi país, no me gustaría, la verdad.
Stop.
Me gustaría.
Stop. What? I mean, come on. We have to be serious here. We're talking about countries and rights and politics and, human rights. And I bring you Cuba in my heart and all that. And, more of the people that play sports are here in the United States. And every single one of them, we have a Cuban there. They didn't, decline being a Cuban. They are just a free Cuban now. They play, they get paid, they keep the money. Nobody's taking the money to repress all the people. They keep it to themselves. Are the Cuban sports people allowed to do that? No. Come on. Keep it serious. I want to do this with respect. And right now, my percentage of respect to you, girl, has gone down like to 25%. Play. Lilian.
A jugar y volver a mi país, vivir con mi familia, no estar lejos de ella.
For his
Oh,
rival
one thing. Just one more thing. Stop.
Stop,
Just
Donald.
one more thing. Whenever you go out representing Cuba in any sports and you seek refugee, you ask for refugee because that's what you are since Cubans are dictatorship. And you stay in that country, the dictatorship of the PCC do not allow you to come back to your homeland for 8 long years. They punish you for leaving the selection or whatever you call it, the one that go out to play the sport. Was that embargo as well? Was that Trump? This also happened with doctors, teachers, and whoever flee. That wasn't embargo. That's the dictators. But she's not allowed to say, I am. Play.
Hard to believe now, but 5 years ago, some Cubans thought a Trump presidency wouldn't be that bad.
Si me tuviera que escoger, yo escogería a Donald Trump.
Y sabe que Cuba tiene un mercado virgen.
Y él le interesaría mucho
There
invertir
you go.
no sé,
Exactly. They get it. Play.
no creo que todo ese proceso que ha ocurrido lo eche para atrás.
That same month, Trump's executives were visiting Cuba and playing golf here. It wasn't the first time Trump tried to do business in Cuba. This is the website for La Oficina Cubana de Propiedad Industrial. It's where foreign companies apply to do business in Cuba. In 2008, Trump registered his brand name for hotels, casinos, beauty contests, television programs, and golf courses.
I'm okay with the Cuba situation, but I want to tell you they should be making a good deal.
So, what or who made Trump change his position on Cuba?
Guys, we have a con artist as
There
the
you
front.
go. Somebody else's fault.
Thank God he has really large ears, the biggest ears I've ever seen.
And you know what they say about men with small hands?
Rubio, total lightweight.
If he hadn't inherited $200 million, you know where Donald Trump would be right now? Selling watches in Manhattan.
Trump's fight with Rubio didn't last
Stop.
long.
Let me just mention this to you. Trump, like she mentioned, like she say, Trump was fighting Rubio for an election. They both were running for a presidency of the United States of America. That has never happened in Cuba since 1959. Since then, the president that they had in there, nobody elected. It was point by finger. So they got the gap to talk about US elections that it never happened in Cuba for 63 years. Yes, that's what they do. Manipulating you. Play. I don't know why there's not sound, but we're gonna be right with you. This is like there we go.
Let Rubio pick his Latin American team, and Rubio wrote Trump's new Cuba policy.
I have wonderful memories from our visit during the campaign. It was right before the election. I guess it worked, right?
Trump's war in Cuba has won him the support of powerful Cuban American businessmen and politicians like Marco Rubio. They helped him win Florida, the country's biggest swing state, in 2016. And Trump believes this is the way to win again in 2020.
I'm Cuban. I'm supporting Trump.
I am
Me
so
too.
thrilled to be back here with all of my friends in
Sure.
Little Havana.
Hey, there we go.
When US presidents say they are talking to the Cuban people, they're not talking to us because we don't get to vote in Florida. Pero los cubanos no cogemos lucha con la política de los Estados Unidos. El bloqueo está ahí y punto. Así que para adelante, que no hay más nada.
Stop. You don't get to vote in Florida, but you don't get to vote in Cuba. You haven't voted at all. You don't know how it is. You don't have idea. You just get whoever they put in there because they feel like it, because of whatever it is. But in Florida, they vote. They do vote for whatever they want. So no, you don't vote in Florida, but you don't vote in Cuba neither. Yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. It's what you support, girl. It's what you've been preaching, like the embargo. Everything is the embargo's fault. Everything, absolutely everything. Even you. Even you. Play. We're about to finish. There we go. Danny Glover. Oh yeah, who else? Who else can do this? That's fine. So there you have it. Take it down. Quítalo, Lilian. Yeah, it's something to laugh about. Okay, you click it. I click it. Who click it? Okay. There's something to laugh about because you just saw like you remember that movie 50 Shade of Grey? No, you just saw 175,000 of lies in 12 minutes. That's how long the video lasts. Every single one of them was alive. The leg, the medicine, the kid. Oh my God. The grandma is the only, newspaper that is allowed in Cuba. And you want to know what Cubans use it for? Toilet paper. Because they don't have toilet paper. They don't have nothing. But this girl is saying it's safe to come to Cuba, visit us, come, as a tourist, because we lost everything. No. The main thing and the only thing that you have lost is freedom and dignity. Because if you have the guts to stand in front of a camera and say those 1,000 lies in 12 minutes, I mean, you're able to do anything and everything to protect the people that oppress your own people. Freedom isn't free. And Cuban Americans like myself, and many others, do not support a blockade. Get get this part. We do not support a blockade that is only 25%. We support and we want and we ask for 100% blockade. No travel, no airplane tickets, no flights, no calls, no nothing. Because every time you purchase one of those recharge things for $20 or $24, you put in those $24 on the Cuban dictatorship hands that just yesterday killed an innocent guy. Months before, another one on July 11. Months before that, two more from Pinar del Rio. And before that one, another one from Guanabacoa, Hansel. And you keep killing, imprisoning like nothing because you don't care about human lives. Forget about the rights. Human lives. Cuban lives don't matter to you. They don't matter to you. The only thing that matters to you is your bank account, how much money you have. And to be honest, you have plenty money to leave us the hell alone. But you don't want to because that's what dictators do. Like you say, like you, President Canelito, said, the order, the order has been given to do a civil war, to put Cubans against Cubans. And that's okay with you. You don't talk about that in your video at all. You don't even mention it because everything is allowed, everything is permissible, to defend the socialism. So guess what? This is what we're saying. This is what we stand for. No more communism. No more socialism. No more feudalism. No more revolution. No more. We want freedom. We want human rights. We want the right constitution, the last one that was voted freely in Cuba, the one from 1940. You don't even mention it. Cuba, Cubans today don't have a constitution to stand for because that one, the game that you play in 2019, it doesn't have nobody support. As right now, as we're doing this video right here, you pushing the new family code, which means that your child is not your child. It belongs to the government. They can do whatever they want with it. Like I say, you don't care about humans' life. You don't care about Cubans' life. And for you Americans, do not travel to Cuba. Do not be part of a dictatorship that has been killing, imprisoning innocent people for the past 63 years. That's what your money is paying for. If you defend your constitution, if you defend the Pledge of Allegiance, remember, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all, you will not travel to Cuba because that goes against everything the Pledge of Allegiance says. Don't go there. Go anywhere else in the world and let us deal with what we have to deal with and make these people go to, they have to go to court, international court, and pay for every single crime they have committed against the Cuban people. That's it for today. I'll see you next week, and we're going to bring more. Lilian, nos fuimos. Just don't leave. No se vayan, que ahora mismo voy a arrancar con otra. Voy para ti. Cierra esta y vamos para el otro.
Pero la orden de combate está a la calle los revolucionarios.
Gracias.
Maldita, perigosa, a cara de anjo e a mente maldosa, malada, gostosa, vai sentar com força com essa raba